Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, dear friends. It is really nice time, nice place, nice section. Today we are appreciating growing India. What modern changes are coming nowadays with the advancement of science, a journey of faith. Kalyani Singh, writer and director of the recently released Punjabi film Naank Naam Jahaj Hai, says the entire process of filming was one of devotion and piety. Naank Naam Jahaj Hai in 1969. This Punjabi film made quite a mark and drew audiences to the theatres in huge numbers, some even reaching the values bare feet cut to 2024. An avid writer and director says she waited for 4 years to receive the title, and when she finally got it, there was no looking back. Meet Kalyani Singh, the filmmaker, whose movie by the same name was released on November 13, 14, 15. November 15. It has been a long journey of struggles and challenges for this one, but the end product is worth all the effort. It's a film about family values, and I ask every family out there to watch it in theaters. In the Punjabi film industry, this one will break all stereotypes. She opens up stereotypes, sure, are given in any industry, right? Yes, that's sad but true. However, one needs to move beyond them and carve a separate niche. Filmmaking is the same everywhere, in every religion, but the treatment can be different. Since childhood, Kalyani loved watching films and participated in cultural programs organized in her school. I learned Kathak from Gopi Krishna and received training in classical singing from Shambhu Sen. I also had a special interest in cinema, and music. In art, cinema, and music, which further increased when I met my husband, Man Singh, who was active in Hindi journalism. It was from him that I got inspired to write, she informs. A journalist when she started her career, Kalyani, a writer at heart and by passion, shifted her focus to the audiovisual media and began with films. Later, as she as she gained fame, Kalyani launched her own company and was associated with films like Gunegar, Raja Bhaiya, Krishna Avatar, Why I Killed Gandhi, and more. She also earned accolades after producing a serial, Ashiana, which she also wrote and directed. For Doordarshan, it has been a journey of faith for me, and I am happy that the Almighty has been kind, she shares. Coming back to the film Nanak Naam Jahaj Hai, she adds, this movie is a dream project and I have nurtured it since the beginning, even imagining the character who would assume the roles I cast when Mukesh, Rishi and Bindu Darasin came on board. It all seemed ordained even during the writing process. It felt as if I was surrounded by a divine presence that kept guiding me through this journey. And what better day for the film's release than Guru Parab? It is a clean movie that spreads the message of faith, speaking about clean the transition years of to the OTT world. Kalyani says the OTT space is wonderful as it provides a range of opportunities for talented artists to shine. Having said that, bold scenes and abusive language in some of the series as well as movies, sometimes they are without any actual need, I feel, make watching them with the family an impossible task that needs connection. But the small screen of OTT is sure giving the big screen of cinema a run for its money. Coming up next for her is a web series, Ram Ramiti, which discloses lesser known facts from the epic Ramayana that she is eager to reveal to the world. Kalyani, who has taken training in film direction from Hollywood, directed Martin Corsi, it intends to shoot this one in as many as 49 countries. This series will soon see the light of the day and depict the Ramayana in new light. Interestingly, in this one, Ramiti stands for Sita. Many truths will startle and amaze the audience once it is out, awaited. Dear friends, you are listening how the films are pictured in Bollywood industries, and it is well known about the Hollywood industry as well because literature, history helps them in providing the background, story and history. So it is very necessary to know the literature of the different languages for the complete understanding of the message of our freedom fighters, free thinkers, foretellers, forecasters, those who came in India for their revolutionary thoughts. So words once showed in praise of such personalities, those who come forward in serving our nation selflessly. The Lion of Punjab, Lala Lajpat Roy, 1865 to 1928. History of our starters and freedom fighters, free thinkers. We read in the form of inspiration. So our history should be recreated. The Lion of Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai, was a prominent Indian nationalist, social reformer, and freedom fighter who played who played a pivotal role in India's struggle for independence from the British rule. Born on January 28, 1865 at Dhudike in Punjab, he grew up in an environmental he grew up in an environment where he witnessed the oppressive impact of the British colonialism, which deeply influenced his views and aspirations. Education in law, Roy became a lawyer, but he quickly gravitated towards activism, feeling a greater calling to work for India's social, political, and economic upliftment. His political journey began with the Indian National Congress, where he emerged as a leading figure among the more radical voices in the freedom struggle. He was part of the Lal Bal Pal trio, alongside Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandrapal, who advocated for a more assertive stance against the British rule. The trio's emphasis on Swaraj self-rule inspired many Indians, particularly the youth, to join the independence movement. His bold stance earned him the title Punjab Kesari. Punjab Kesari, meaning the Lion of Punjab. Former Odisha governor highlights media's role as pillar of democracy. Farmers protest shortage of Farmers protest shortage of fertilizers, seek action against black marketing, bans for source life out of gear, but beneficial for wheat growers. Sikh community looks for candidates or Gurudwara Management Committee polls. Haryana History Congress begins at Hisar College. You are listening from the Tribune. Heart and soul of the Tribune, Master of Arts, on its first death anniversary of Tribune, a tribute to Professor V.N. Goswami, Master of Arts, in memory of our dear friend Today, you are listening views from District Sirsa, Haryana. All my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers. professors and professionals, minister to manager, and doctor to director, I thank, I respect my honorable, respectable members for sharing the listening time. Dear friends, a true listener, beginner, starter, initiator, creator, generator, operator, words fall short in praise of our holy spiritual land, Sirsa. How our daily routine is important because of our yoga, pranayam, asanas, meditation. Our Indian land is known by its spiritual values, and you are listening this news from the place of originator of yoga, starter of yoga in the history of sports. All the sportsmen, those who play different games, it is commonly necessarily required to start their game, they must do yoga, pranayama, meditation. Actually, these practices are not having the particular position, but generally these things can be applied in our life. Especially there are different centers, institutes are providing the training for doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, and India is the start of yoga because Indian is the part of Indian culture. Our Indian art and culture is also inspired by yoga, meditation, asanas, pranayama. By doing pranayama, all diseases can be cured. So it is said in all our holy religions of this holy land that a man himself is the protector, preserver of our social, spiritual values. Man's mind is the greatest organ, but it can be said that mind is the manager of this body, mind is the minister of this body, and everything is mind. It is said by all holy scriptures of our holy land. So, we are to turn towards the working of our mind. All the officials, officers, higher authorities, they do yoga, pranayam, meditation daily in their life. That's why they take right decision for their daily routine, for their daily activities, for their profession. For all activities, it is very necessary to understand the mechanism of mind. God created different species. Initially, 34 lakh species, these were created by God. Later on, man's body was prepared, and the all god and goddesses were ordered by that super spiritual power of God. They are to bless it because this is the unique and incomparable on this earth Today you are listening this spiritual news from Divya Yog Sadhana Mandir, district Sirsa, Haryana. Former Odisha Governor highlights. Former Odisha Governor Ganesh Professor Ganeshi Lal emphasized the critical role every individual plays in the betterment of the nation and society. Speaking on the occasion of National Press Day during a symposium on the changing face of media at the Media Center on Saturday, he highlighted the growing responsibility of the media as the fourth pillar of democracy. News from our correspondent, Sirsa, November 16. Former Odisha Governor Professor Ganeshi Lal emphasized the critical role every individual plays in the betterment of the nation and society. Speaking on the occasion of National Press Day during a symposium on the changing face of media at the Media Center on Saturday, he highlighted the growing responsibility of the media as the fourth pillar of democracy. Professor Lal reflected on the evolution of media, the pre-independence era to the present day, underlining its significant impact. He stressed that individuals who strengthen themselves internally are better positioned to achieve success. Using spiritual analogies, he explained the transformative journey of media and its importance. We observed that the rise of social media and digital platforms has broken traditional geographic barriers, significantly extending the reach of news. These platforms denoted have empowered individual voices and reshaped the dynamics of information dissemination. While acknowledging the media's role as a pillar of democracy, he remarked that journalists act as mirrors reflecting the realities of society. He added that stories published and broadcast by the media often prompt action from the government, administration, and the public to address gaps and challenges. Professor Amit Sangwan, head of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, also spoke about the changing nature of the media. He acknowledged its pivotal role during India's independence struggle and its continuing significance in the country's development. He underscored the dual responsibilities of freedom of expression and the duty to work in society's interest. Professor Sangwan further emphasized the need for journalists to adapt to the demands of the digital age by becoming technologically proficient, noting that mastering technology is essential for meeting industry demands and achieving career growth. Local journalists also shared their perspectives on the evolving role of media, highlighting the importance of accountability and innovation in the digital era. The symposium served as a reminder of the media's enduring impact on society and its potential to drive meaningful change in a rapidly changing world. Haryana History Congress begins at SR College. Hisar, November 16. The two-day Haryana History Congress started at Dayanand College in Hisar today. The 19th session of the event, which was attended by scholars, researchers, and students, delved into Haryana's rich historical heritage across ancient, medieval, and modern periods. The Lion of Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai. Beyond the politics, he was passionate about social reform and education. He believed that true freedom could only be achieved if society was rid of ignorance, poverty, and social ills. In this spirit, he established several educational institutions, including the Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools and college, promoting a blend of Indian culture and modern society scientific knowledge. He was also a strong proponent of the Hindu-Muslim unity and participated in social reform movement to tackle social issues such as untouchability and caste discrimination. Rai's activism was not limited to India. He was also deeply engaged in spreading the message of India's plight to the global community. In 1914, he traveled to the USA where he spent 5 years raising awareness about India's struggle for freedom. He wrote and lectured extensively, establishing the Indian Home Rule League of America and connecting with influential thinkers. His writings, such as The Story of My Deportation and Young India, provided a scathing critique of the British policies and inspired support for India's cause internationally. One of the defining moments of Lala Lajpat Rai's life occurred in 1928 during the Simon Commission protest. The British government had sent the Simon Commission to India to discuss constitutional reforms, but no Indians were included in this body, marking making it an insult to the nation. Lala Lajpat Rai led a peaceful protest against the commission in Lahore on October 30, 1928. During the protest, he was brutally assaulted by British police under the orders of Superintendent James Scott. This, though he survived the attack, he sustained severe injuries and famously declared, "Every blow on my body will prove to be the last nail in the coffin of British rule in India." Rai's injured led to his death on November 17, 1928, and his martyrdom galvanized the Indian public and intensified the independence movement. Lala Lajpat Rai's legacy endures as a symbol of courage, patriotism, and selfless dedication. Art and soul of the Tribune. We in Chandigarh claimed Professor B.N. Goswami as our own, cheering him and basking in his achievements as he traveled and lectured around the world. We knew he would be back home and we could interact with him, listen to his lecture, and call upon him to inaugurate and speak exhibitions and other events. Sometimes we do not recognize the greatness of people near us, as William Dalrymple reminded us in his eulogy while highlighting Professor Goswami's stellar contribution to scholarship and the arts. Professor Goswami had written about art exhibitions and other events. The Tribune long before I joined the paper in 1995. The then editor-in-chief Harish Jaising invited him to write the column, and with it started the regular engagement between him and the readers of the Tribune through art and soul. Readers went on journey into the worlds of art, sculpture, and music. A treat that was informative and a feast for the eye, since Professor Goswami always sent us visuals with his pieces, along with explanatory captions. I met him for the first time in 1992 for information about the historian Professor Hari Ram Gupta, whose obituary I was writing. I got valuable insights about Professor Goswami's PhD guide. You see, since there was no art historian to supervise his work, Professor Gupta had agreed to do so only after getting three top scholars, including the eminent British art critic W.G. Archer, to endorse the symposium. What is double engine? It is from the variety of the Tribune. To be different each time is the USP of this creative duo, whose latest OTT series, Citadel Honey Bunny, is breaking all records. At Citadel, Honey Bunny becomes the most watched series of Prime Video worldwide. During its launch weekend, one is tempted to argue that nothing succeeds like success. Only its hugely creative creators, Raj, Nidhi Moru, and Krishna DK, do not ever care to repeat their success formula or themselves. To be different each time is their USP and motto. Raj recalls that soon after The Family Man, they were told, chill man. Now you can relax for 5 years and just ride on the success of this series, not heading the active, not heading the advice. They went ahead and made Fuzzy and Guns and Gulabs, and now Citadel Honey Pen. This is the brief news about the variety of the Tribune. Drawing is the king, bestseller yet again, language of Shaftali. Arpita Singh ranks third on the recently released Union India Art List 2024. In this, she retains her position as the most successful women artist. She has been figuring on the list since 2019. Her artworks have achieved cumulative sales of $23 crore. This turnover, according to The Hurrian Research Institute is based on the auction value for the years, maintaining her artist prominence since a remarkable achievement I underlined by the sale of six lots of her artwork throughout the year. The artist is the only woman among top 10 in Union India Art List 2024. Rethinking a new defined boundaries, losing an egalitarian dance tradition to changing lifestyle beliefs, lesser known Bhakti poet who defied boundaries. Reflections, Subathu and John Masters. Different versions of a past self. Why do we visit places that we have known? Is it to relive? Is it to relive moments, or is it to try and put ghost of the past to rest? Tree Savior stands tall. Sangodan's legacy lives on in a Tamil Nadu village. His glorious deed inspired his community members to brave the odds. Tree Savior stands all. In the pre-independence era, Sangodan, the great grandfather of my college, Kyle Kani, saved a majestic tamarind tree from doom in Kokalai village, Salem, Tamil Nadu. The unique way this gentleman safeguarded the tree from the axe reads like a scene out of a thrilled novel. As Sangodan dozed off one afternoon, approaching footsteps shattered the tranquility. Five Gandhars, high caste Hindus, maybe six, arrived with men and axes to chop down the tree in a neighborhood inhabited mainly by lower caste Hindu. They ignored the tree's long term benefits, their only works being road widening and cutting timber. The common jolted Sangadon, known for his gentle nature and profound love for trees. The giant tree, a living memory of his childhood and the joyous celebrations in his community, held a special place in his heart. The thought of losing his cherished green friend caused him unbearable anguish. Fueled by his deep reverence for nature and the environment, Sangudan excited his house to confront the men. Sangudan told them to leave the tree done, that to leave the tree alone. When the latter showed a deep ear and didn't heed him, an enraged Sangudan planned his next move. He brought out his wooden cord, secured it to the tree, and made himself comfortable. He also kept a razor sharp sickle beside him, warning that anyone who attempted to bring down the tree would lose their head. The Gaundars, surprised by his audacity, insisted that they depart, but Sangadon stood his ground. The unexpected act of defiance by a lower caste Hindu astonished them through his actions. Sangudan exhibited a fearless and unwavering commitment to the cause of resistance. An identical sight greeted the Gondars when they returned the next day. They ported to the tamarind tree and determined Sangudan sitting on it. Despite their attempts to persuade him, their efforts were in vain. Inspired by their hero's bravery, the other community members rallied around him. They formed a human shield around the tree to prevent anyone from cutting it down. The frustrated counters tried hard to win over the villagers, but the latter stood firm up against the united forces. The Gondars abandoned their plans. Sangudan and his community members displayed solidarity, a testament to their strength and unity. Following the incident, Sangudan's reputation soared, earning him the status of a hero. Thanks to his valiant efforts, the tamarind tree still stands tall and robust, only a tiny part of the hollow trunk, a scar from past battles, has come off today. Bustling shops surround the tree, and people gather under its shade to socialize, play, or enjoy a refreshing drink. With its sprawling branches and vibrant foliage, the tree is a sanctuary for birds and squirrels. They find solace in its sturdy limbs or feast on the delicious roots it bears. The tree has become a symbol of the community's resilience and their commitment to preserving their environment. Sangodan's legacy lives on in Kokalai. His glorious deed inspired his community members to brave the odds. The magnificent century-old tamarind tree symbolizes the community's victory over adversity, a legacy that carried forward. It shows their strength, unity, and dedication to safeguarding their environment for future generations. Sangodan's actions have left an indelible mark, a beacon of hope for the future of environmental conservation. Curfew in Imphal as House of Minister CM son-in-law targeted, net suspended, fresh violence after bodies of three missing persons recovered in Jiribam. Amid setbacks, Sukhbir Court's SAD president, four-member team to probe newborn deaths in UP Prime Minister looted decades ago 1,000 deputies worth 32 farmers booked for stubble burning in Yamunanagar. So far, Patholin slush on Ballabgarh Sona State highways take toll on commuters. Air quality deteriorates. Disease to take call on suspending primary classes. Notice to 60 Shabad hastened over illegal reduction of farmers' money. Can rate high cruel joke with farmers. The victims can't drive criminal justice system through peaceful settlements. Police complaint lodged against two party makers. Archaeology and Museum Department identified 78 sites for protected status. Increase in BPL families count government failure, says Selja. IIT professor alleges sexual harassment to booked after objection state to withdraw organized crime. body disposal bills. News from the Punjab, law and order situation peaceful, says Kejri. In Banala, Kejriwal man make development pitch. AAP promises better facilities in Gidalba to back Dimpy or Manpreet Badal Akali Dal supporters with options. 2 decades on siblings keep hockey tradition alive. Fazil Kamen arrested in Siddiq murder case. Police to trace money trail in twin killings. News from Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh. Long dry spell past. Wetlands delay arrival of avian visitors to Valley. NC Congress face hire of Kashmir parties over R360. Reach 70 remarks. Former government completes 1 month in office and she says significant progress already made. Amid setbacks, Sukhbir quits as SAD president. Curfew in Imphal and houses of Minister CNG. Maha government toppled to handover Dharmi project Ladani, says Rahul. Jhansi Hospital fire road markings ahead of Diversity visits by road. Modi begins three-nation tour to attend G20 summit in Brazil. News from Himachal Pradesh. Hamirpur, Badi and Una municipal councils to be upgraded as corporations. Government stable, BJP desperate to grab power. Agnihotri. MC court seeks mosque panels reply on 2 floors. Paragliding pre-World Cup begins in Dharamshala. 1.73 crore rupees fine imposed on Manali MC for polluting Bias. Army chief visits Shimla Training Command. Resume cross-border trade with China via Shipkila, say traders. Trump could end war sooner. Zelensky says Putin not interested in peace deal. Moscow open to talk of initiated by Brez-elect Russian convoy. Ramaswamy signals massive job cuts in U.S. government. Pakistan tax shortfall measure concern. 2 years Indian family follows to death crossing US border. Smugglers face trial. News from the world of sports. Blow for India as Shubhaman fractures left thumb. All but out of birth test. Tilak exploring new methods of scoring. Impressive India stun Olympics silver. Medals China 3-0. Books and May's birth. Running in top gear. India Japan sign pact to co-development naval steel tech. Gorkha hiring on mine. Army chief to visit Nepal next week. Need to double strength of varieties to 2500. Niti chief. De-escalation next talks at LAC says EAM Jaishankar. Working to create new India, not to vote bank, says Prime Minister. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday said Indians were natural risk takers and their boldness was propelling growth and development today. He said, unlike past governments, the BJP led NDA dispensation is working to create a new India rather than to win the next election. We are working for the progress of the people, by the people, and for the people. Speaking at an event here with their capacity, often proven naysayers wrong when the British departed from India. It was widely thought the country could disintegrate sooner than later, but we prevailed when the emergency was imposed. It appeared it was a permanent feature, but it did not take the people of the country long to uproot the dictatorial forces when COVID 19 struck. The world thought India, with its mass population, would become a global burden, but Indian citizens fought a brave war against the contagion or contagion. The Prime Minister said, hailing Indians for proving time and again what real leadership was. Modi also remembered the decade of 1990 when the country saw 5 elections in 10 years. You would all remember the decade of 5 elections in 10 years. The country was ridden with instability. Political observers and prophesied that this was how India would be run henceforth, but the people of India again proved these observers wrong. Today we discuss and watch the spectrum of political instability across the world. In many countries, incumbent government are being changed, but in India, people have chosen our government and stability for the third straight time. The Prime Minister added. VP flags conversion of tribal communities. News from New Delhi, November 16. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar on Saturday expressed concern over religious conversion of people belonging to tribal communities. Addressing a gathering at Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram with Prangan Korda in Udaipur, Dhankar said conspirational conspiratorial attempts to lure and change the beliefs of tribal communities are taking place. I consider it a malicious attempt by speaking smooth words, posing as well wishers, tempting us and luring us. Efforts are being made to change the efforts are being made to change our faith. Our cultural heritage is our foundation. If the foundation shakes, no building is safe. The process of luring and attracting, which I see being carried out in a planned and conspirational manner in the country, needs to be controlled, he said. Dhankar, who was the chief guest at a function organized to pay tribute to Birsa Munda on the 150th birth anniversary of the Santhal hero, and Bhagwan Birsa Munda did the unimaginable for the country's freedom. For the tribes, for the soil, he was the one who told us Jal, Jungle, Jameen, water, forest, and land. Jal, jungle, and Jameen, water, forest, and land are not just words, they are a way of life. The Vice President said these words underscored the importance of sustainable living and respect for environment. The tribal community is one that does not take even a grain more than it needs. The tribals teach us what the environmental conservation is, indigestion, what indigestion life means, what family signifies, and what the duty of a person's uncle said. He said President Draupadi Murmu was a symbol of tribal pride. He called it a testament to the inclusivity and diversity of Indian democracy, lauding PM Modi for turning the spotlight on the contribution made to the freedom struggle by tribal heroes. Dhankar said under his vision, the practice to celebrate November 15th, birth anniversary of Birsa Munda's National Tribal Day, was started. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you. धन्यवाद.